This is DP, and you are listening to DP Talking Sports this week with Mick and Alan from KBR Radio in Salt Lake City. Enjoy this week's trip around the sports world and entertainment. Enjoy, and thanks for listening.
The all-adult Easter egg hunt. It gives it a dirty feel.
The all-adult.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you were going to do an adult Easter egg hunt, DP, would you come up with a clever name, or would you just call it the adult Easter egg hunt?
I'd come up with something clever.
DP and I think, are along the same line.
Kind of like adult Easter egg hunt. I like it. That's pretty clever.
Easter egg hunt is just killing the fun.
Yeah.
It's killing the fun?
I mean, it's killing the fun. There's so many wonderful things. I mean, that's just like saying you're going to the strip club when saying that you're going to support future college students and local folk dancers is way more impressive.
So we should say we're going to support the growed-up Easter Bunny?
Well, it's kind of like saying
Playboy Easter Bunny.
I'm going to go out.
Easter egg hunt would be way more fun.
I'd say I'm going to go out tonight and fornicate, or I'm going to go out and get some strange.
I'd say I'm going out to spread awesome sauce.
To spread the sauce amongst the grown-ups in the neighborhood.
All right, well, let's change a 10-year tradition, 20-year tradition.
20 years. That was one of the first things we did.
It was.
So that's coming up, by the way, next Friday, the 18th, and it's at noon, and we're doing it at Murray Park.
Murray Park?
Murray
at the
Park.
gazebo.
At the gazebo.
Yeah.
That's where I married
what's the
Jim
Easter
Brewer.
Bunny wearing?
That's the all-adult part.
Aha.
Yeah, when you said you were going to support local college, what did you say?
So, Chad, what are you wearing?
Lingerie.
Yeah, Chad's wearing lingerie. It'll be gross.
Oh, Chad.
Yeah, but he is
Chad.
sporting. I don't know if you've heard of this, but he's sporting a Brazilian mullet,
Yes, he is.
waxed in the back and the crack, but
mullet?
all bush in front.
And he is showing it.
And a party in the back. Wow, nice.
But it's the party up
Nice.
top on the
Yeah,
mullet.
it's all smooth in the back and party in front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, so,
Okay, Chad, you're feeling adventuresome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's feeling the breeze more.
as a matter of fact, we're calling him the Breeze.
Call me the breeze.
Oh, man.
All right.
I'm afraid of that.
Yeah,
Boy,
yeah,
afraid
yeah.
of that.
Well, since we're out in the grass in springtime and talking about things like this, what about let's head to Augusta, the Masters.
Yeah. Tiger Woods, my man.
There are folks that are really trying to protect the image of the Masters without Tiger, and there are folks that have said that golf is bigger than Tiger, and the Masters existed long before Tiger and had its success and everything. But see, here's the thing: you've taken this thing to Paris, you've exposed it to the masses, to the greater masses, and yes, it's the King's game, but you brought an elite talent in, and I'll tell the folks that say, well, it's the same Masters whether Tiger's playing or not. Well, I'd ask you, if the Lakers are playing without Kobe, is it the same?
Obviously, we've seen this season. No.
Playing without Tom Brady, is it the same?
Yeah.
You can try to sell me that the event itself, and the event it's still the Masters.
It is. It's still the same course.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But it's not Baywatch without Pamela. It's still Baywatch. It's still watchable, still enjoyable. It just doesn't have Pam Anderson anymore.
That's so true.
So anybody that says, well, it's still the Masters, yeah, it's still the Masters. It's Van Halen, but it doesn't have
David Lee Roth.
Exactly. I appreciate it, but it's not the same, especially for me. It's just not the same.
I'm with you.
Very
man.
nice.
I'm with you.
Nicely put.
Well, that's why you pay me the big bucks.
That's do we?
I'm running to Wendover later today, and I'm going to put some money down on McIlroy.
Are you? I
Because the dude bought a Danish, and the Danish, it's got McElroy's face in it.
was going to say, how much money are you throwing away?
Dude, you'll see.
Okay.
We'll talk Monday.
Yeah.
Roy will be our winner.
Remember, he was the heir apparent when Tiger, all the stuff
Yeah.
happened with Tiger. He was taken over. He won a tournament, and yeah.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean, he's
continue
good, but
to
it's.
try to find the next great hope, and that's a sign for me. That's a sign that you're not concerned about. You're not sure about who you are.
True.
When you don't have a star, you're looking for the next star. You're already selling forward. If your game is good enough and the crew that you have in place is good enough, you don't have to look for the next anything.
Well,
You're
then
in the
what you're
moment, you're
saying,
present.
DP, is the star that we've known the last little while. The light is gone out, so it's time to find
Well,
a new
he's-
star.
Why are you saying that?
Because they're
Well,
looking
I
for
mean-
a new star.
Because he won 6 tournaments last year? Is the number one golfer in the world, and he is somehow no good anymore?
Well, they're afraid that their star is dimming, so they're trying to find a new star to put in his place.
Well, they just want a guy to play in the Masters that'll get to make people watch. That's all they're worried about.
Yeah, Tiger's done, you guys.
He's-
He is done.
Oh, jeez.
He is
Well,
goodbye.
that's the haters club. That's the haters club that exists, and it exists.
I love
in-
Tiger.
in-
I don't
in-
hate
in
Tiger.
golf.
I love Tiger. Even after reading that book, have you read the book about his old cat he wrote?
Yeah, and here's the thing. I've been around athletes. I mean, we've been around stars, whether it be rock stars, politicians,
Chad.
athletes, whatever the case may be. And there's a sense, and even radio people, great radio people, all have a sense of arrogance and jerkishness, because in order to push the envelope, in order to move the needle, you have to.
Yeah, just as long as they push back. Chad.
Yeah.
Chad doesn't care.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I really don't.
Balloons don't push back.
I really don't. That's the beauty of it. No, I mean, so why would they? I mean, this thing. Well, Tiger's not a nice guy. Look, Tiger's as nice a guy as anybody that people know the name of. He just had his business put on blast. He just wasn't smart enough not to get caught and have his stuff put out there.
Yeah.
But if they wrote about, I mean, remember the conversations with Rick Riley about John Daly and the kind of craziness that goes on and
Yeah.
stuff that goes on with the LPGA tour. Elite athletes live in there's a different reality.
Yeah.
There just is.
Oh, completely, yeah.
You know, just accept it. I mean, look, you guys can walk down the street. If you guys were single, you guys could walk outside the radio building today and have 20 dates. If that's what you really wanted to do.
Yeah, you're a funny guy.
I said if you were single. I put the disclaimer on it. She can't be mad.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. There's a pull. There's a gravitational pull to this thing at every level. No matter what your job is, there's some gravitational pull to it. And on the bigger scope, the gravitational pulls are greater. So why would anybody expect any politician, rock star, superstar athlete to not have greater gravitational pull, to have greater flaws, because the flaws go with it? I mean, the human makeup is the same no matter what your existence is. And Tiger just has more people around him that want a piece of what he offers.
Yep.
And that's the simple truth. So people, look, it's easy to sit back and judge and gauge, go, well, I would never do that. In truth, you don't know what you would do in Tiger's situation because, one, you don't know what it takes to do what Tiger does, to be who Tiger is, and then, finally, you don't know what it would be like to be in that situation because you've never been in it.
And
So-
when you you all of a sudden find yourself within the opportunity of getting some of that because you're maybe his caddy, his coach, his something, and you fall from grace without getting what you imagined you would get or dreamed you would get, then of course you become a instant hater on the guy because he prevented you from riding his coattails, jumping in his spotlight, whatever. So of course the only thing you can do is it's not my fault. He's just a jerk.
Yeah, the thing that's missed in this thing is, why is the book being written, and why is it being written by the person that's writing it? Well, he has an agenda as well.
Yep.
Yeah, so
And
true.
Understand, we've taken away his coattails. So this is a guy that was going warp speed on the coattails of the elite creature.
The greatest
and
golfer
now
ever.
he was left behind.
Yeah.
He's left standing there. So all the girls, all the money, and all the access, and hey, I'm Tiger Woods' caddy. Well, that's taken away. Once you get to a point where you have to identify, hey, I'm so-and-so's wife, I'm an NBA player's wife, I'm so-and-so's caddy. Once you take that away, then you're just another person.
Yeah. Boy, I'll bet you've dealt with a lot of that. Going in, doing the interviews and meeting these guys, knowing these guys and dealing with their whatever from...
Well, DP's dealt with it just being DP.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Look, when Alan Handy took away his coattail from me, it was painful.
I tried to write a book, and he squashed me.
Let me tell you.
And he ripped it off without even putting any kind of numbing agent on it. Or
I wrote a book, but
just
nobody will
rip the
publish it.
Band-Aid off. Be on your way.
He says that he liked to get together with you and fish in the dark, so to speak.
So to speak. Yeah, so to speak. So anyway, the Masters, who do you is there a favorite? Is it Adam Scott? What do you think?
Well, I mean, Adam Scott is the easy choice because he's out front. I like Bubba Watson only because I think that his makeup, his comfort with Augusta is something that's a little special. And I think if he's still at the top of the leaderboard over the next day, he becomes the threat because this is familiar water for him. This is not too deep. For anybody else that's on the leaderboard, this is deep water.
Yeah.
But for Bubba Watson, this is familiar. He's at home. He's got comfort. He's got family and friends in the area. So does Adam Scott. So those are two guys that have enough things in play where they're comfortable at Augusta, and you don't have the shark lurking in those deep waters. Look, anybody that's on the leaderboard this weekend doesn't have to fear the red shirt.
I would love to see.
And you don't have to worry about the masses rallying behind Tiger Woods. You don't have to look over your shoulder.
You don't have to hear
wonder
the cheering
what the crowd is roaring about and any of that stuff. It's simply your game, you playing against you.
I'll tell you what, I would be so much glued to the TV Sunday if those two are in the final pairing.
Yeah, that would be exciting.
That would be good.
Yeah.
Well, that would be. I mean, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping that somebody. I mean, there'll be some young upstart that just simply doesn't know that.
I was going to say that's what this has turned into. Is you don't know what's going to happen the last few years. So.
And then I think Rory's going to be in like 2 or 3.
They're going to sell Lefty. They're going to sell Mickelson, and they're going to sell those guys. But I think Rory. I mean, I think they'll do that as well. I just think that for me, comfortable relies. There's less pressure on Bubba and Adam to do well here than it would be for say Mickelson and Rory. So I think those are the things. Less pressure will allow some guys to have an effort this weekend, and I think that's the way to go.
I read an article yesterday that said Phil, in endorsements, made $40 million last year, and his total take last year with everything was about $81 million.
Wow.
I didn't know Phil was demanded that kind of money. $81 million.
Okay.
Wow.
Is this water you want to go into?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Look, there's a simple explanation. There's a simple explanation for that, and for folks that are rallying in that direction. And I understand because I can truthfully and honestly say that I rally for Tiger in the opposite reason.
Yeah.
So I fully understand the cool versus the uncool and why they're being matched against each other.
Absolutely, because the guys with moobs need someone to cheer for too.
That's right.
Amen. Hey, take him to church, Alan Handy.
All right, so that's going to be exciting. I wanted to mention, if you're a fan of the NASCAR this weekend, well, you're going to be thinking about Mr. Bojangles.
Excuse me?
Well, what I'm talking about is it's the Bojangles Southern 500 at Darlington International
I wondered
Raceway.
what the hell you were talking about.
Bojangles, my friends. Is this a Saturday race, DP? Do you know?
I was like, what, am I supposed to dance over here?
I was like, what are you doing here?
I'm like, Mick, are you mad at me about something? Did I offend?
He didn't like your Phil Mickelson comment.
I knew exactly what it was, and it was one of those, I don't know if anybody else understood, but it was my foot in mouth, and it was like, let me get it out immediately. It's a
No, I look, Darlington's one of the great loved tracks. I mean, great loved events in NASCAR. And the people that go to Darlington have a certain affection for it that's above and beyond some of the other tracks. There's a lot of presentation. If you haven't been to Darlington, you need to go because there is a different kind of presentation.
I think it's
there that doesn't happen everywhere.
I think it's about time for a sports movie to be made and pick one track like Darlington. Indianapolis would be too obvious, but pick like a Darlington and do the story. do the whole story on that track.
We did.
I think that
Tom Cruise.
Well, I think that
No.
Well, but I think that the Brickyard would be the only one that would really rate. You could do a documentary on Darling.
Maybe
Yeah.
it would
It was
be a
one of those
documentary.
ESPN 30 on 30s. Yeah, that would be great.
No, I thought we already had that. The Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
And
sweet
you're
baby
right, Alan.
Jesus.
You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
you got. I mean, if you're going to race on that track, you got to pray to sweet baby Jesus.
you know, woo!
You're right.
I'll come at you like a spider monkey.
But I got to ask.
That is the Bible of race car right now.
Is
It really
is it a Saturday night race? Or is it a Sunday
Yeah,
race? It's Saturday
and I
night.
think if you're looking at it, I mean, last year, I believe Harvick won last year.
Sounds right.
No, Kenseth
Sounds
won
right.
last year.
Look at me.
Sounds right.
right.
That sounds righter. Even
You
righter.
guys are funny.
Yeah.
No, I just think like last week's race, and there's some, the elite guys are starting to develop. We're looking at 8 guys that are participating at the top level each week. So if you look at Kenseth, Harvick, Kyle Busch has had a couple of good weeks. Kurt has been there, and then Jeff Gordon has really. I think he's a little bit ahead in production each week, ahead of Jimmy Johnson. Jeff's crew has done a really good job.
Yeah, he's been in the mix in
Him a good car each
everything.
week.
Did you guys catch Monday? And, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was doing so well. God, did you last place?
Well, he got in the wreck.
Did he? I didn't catch that. I just was catching the last, 10 laps. And they go through the leaderboard.
That was kind of scary.
Was it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty bad.
when you go from grass to back end up into the wall, and then there's a fire, immediately
he had to. He was.
Went
They were showing his in-car camera. He was undoing his seatbelt before his car was stopped to get out
He
because his
knew.
car was on fire so
Wow.
bad.
Is he okay?
Yeah, he jumped
he's
out and he
okay,
seemed to
but
be fine, but it was pretty scary.
Yeah. I mean, that's one where this is craziness. I need to get out of here.
Wow.
But when you see a
get
guy
the
still
chills
rolling,
thinking about it.
getting out of the 5-point harness because he wants to jump out the window as fast as he can,
Wow.
it's like
There's a little bit of infighting going on in NASCAR also. Keep an eye.
Did you say
for some-
inbreeding?
Inbreeding, yeah. Teammates are tangoing. Smith trying to steal back the lead from JRM teammate Elliott, and there's a little bit of inbreeding going on, so keep an eye on that, man.
Okay, all right. How about NBA?
Yeah.
As we head down the home stretch, anything we need to watch
Well,
for
I mean-
other than usual suspects?
Well, the usual. Well, I mean, here's the thing: people are forgetting when you look at Miami that this is a team that's played without Dwayne Wade for almost 30 games.
Right.
So as you look at the Spurs and give them credit for resting players and taking it easy, don't forget that all of this hype, they're still a half game out of top spot in the East without having D Wade for 25, 26 games, whatever it is.
Now,
So
are you
before you jump off that cart, just reel it. Recognize that they aren't showing all this
Okay.
is a poker face.
I just want to know the trail they're going to have to get to the finals. Are the Nets going to put up a fight?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think especially if they don't see them until the final round. I mean, but they have to get there. They match up better against Miami than anybody else does.
Right.
Certainly.
Didn't they beat them 4 times this season?
Yeah, but understand that. I mean, they haven't had D Wade and
Well,
LeBron
I know,
and all
but
of those.
I'm
so
just saying.
Consider that there's some veteran leadership in Brooklyn that allows them some certain things, and they've done the pacing as well. They've sat some guys and held some guys back. So, but that's a deep veteran roster that is going to be trouble for anybody. That's why the conversation we had last week about the East being lighter. Just imagine that if you're facing Garnett and Pierce and Darren Williams and Kirilenko in an early round game as a favorite, you don't have an easy win.
Yeah,
So
true. I
don't
agree.
miss that part of it as you head into the playoffs. The West is trying to balance that bottom 4 is fighting for 3 spots, whether it's Golden State, Phoenix, Dallas, and Memphis, I think.
And I got to tell you, Dallas.
That'll be,
I was going to say Dallas was here the other day, and they're a team clawing for one of the last playoff spots in the
they
West,
really?
and they made the
Yeah.
Jazz look like we were standing still. They're that much better. That's the 8th spot in the West.
But the Jazz are a game ahead of the Celtics in record. which
Hey,
is
hey,
awesome.
hey! Oh,
You're
so
a
that
game
means the
behind
Celtics
Lakers,
will get
but
the top
You're a
pick.
game ahead of Boston. So just beat one of the two and consider it a successful season.
All right. Wow. Anything else we're missing for the weekend?
No, I think that's going to be it. I mean, you're going to watch Pacquiao and Bradley in the rematch. Saturday night.
Didn't Pacquiao lose that one?
The first time.
Yeah, he lost to him last time, and there was some controversy behind that as well. But I would expect. I mean, this is an all or nothing deal for Pacquiao, so I think he finds a way to beat Bradley.
Well,
he
yeah,
has to. In order for his legacy, he has to beat Bradley.
Well, in order for the third fight, huge payday, he's got to win.
He will. Definitely.
Well, but that payday, whoever wins this one is in line for Merriweather, and that's why it absolutely has to happen.
Well, then whoever wins that one is Roberto Duran, right?
Yes, no mas.
Well, I mean, I think that's the thing. Bradley can bounce back. Pacquiao can't, so that's why I think Pacquiao finds a way. He's against the ledge.
Yeah.
A great fighter against the ledge will find a way. That's why I'm
a scary dog.